Right now, rebuilding part of downtown Sun Prairie as the city plans what to do with the site of the devastating 2018 explosion.
Plus, former Green Bay Packer Davante Adams facing potential disciplinary action as frustration boils over after last night's game.
And later, quenching their thirst on Madison's bike trails, how a new resource is helping keep bicyclists and runners hydrated. It's all ahead on News 3 Now at 10. And thanks for joining us tonight. This was the gas explosion that rocked downtown Sun Prairie 4 years ago, changing the face of the city forever. Fire Captain Corey Barr was killed in that blast. Several others were injured. Now city leaders are continuing their mission of staying Sun Prairie strong. As
McKenna Alexander explains, an updated project proposal is moving the city one step closer toward rebuilding what it lost in 2018.
Now, right now in Sun Prairie, the northwest corner of Main Street and Bristol Street remains vacant and undeveloped after it was leveled during the fatal gas explosion in July of 2018. But that could soon change as developers once again met with Sun Prairie's Plan Commission tonight to share their updated redevelopment plans. Since its introduction in March of 2022, the concept plans for Sun Prairie's explosion site have been altered to reflect the surrounding neighborhood. The updated blueprint presented to the Plan Commission on Tuesday night consists of a 4-story mixed-use building that includes 110 dwelling units and approximately 4,000 square feet of commercial space. Project developers say this project is consistent with the city's 2019 comprehensive plan and with the Sun Prairie Stronger Plan, something top of mind for city leaders still mourning what happened on July 10th, 2018.
It's been over 4 years now, so we're anxious to see that it's respectful to that firefighter that died that evening.
The project's development director says his team has been careful to design a space that helps the Sun Prairie community move forward while making sure there's room to remember what's been lost.
We understand the emotional connection of the city with the site. There's a lot of feelings tied into it. And the link, the connector that moves through the building from Main Street to the parking area, we've identified as an opportunity to recognize and memorialize lost architecture, lost citizens.
An adoption of the project proposal doesn't just move the redevelopment plan forward, but also an entire community that over the past 4 years has continued to be Sun Prairie strong.
Esser.
Aye.
Bailey.
Aye.
Virgil.
Aye.
Eicher.
Aye.
Yokish.
Aye.
Kujabi.
Aye.
Pass 6-0.
All right. Very good. Thank you. So we're on our way.
Now that the commission has adopted these development and implementation plans, they head to the City Council for review. That will take place during the council's next meeting on October 18th.
Thank you, McKenna. Next at 10, it was day 4 of testimony in the trial of Darrell Brooks. He again got emotional today, apologizing to the witnesses and to the court for causing the delays. More witnesses also gave their account of what happened during the Waukesha Christmas parade when police say Brooks drove into multiple people, killing 6 of them.
What did we see at the end of that video? You can take some time.
A car going through the parade.
Is that the same vehicle that you remember seeing that day?
Yes.
Waukesha Police Detective Mike Carpenter also took the stand and testified that the department did video analysis on the vehicle that ran into the crowd, saying that it was going more than 30 miles an hour when it hit the parade.
It was the shove seen around the NFL and the sports world last night. Former Packers wide receiver Davante Adams, now with the Raiders, of course, seen pushing a cameraman to the ground after Las Vegas fell to the Kansas City Chiefs during Monday Night Football. Well, today, that cameraman filed a police report claiming to have been injured. Adams did take to Twitter last night to apologize, but disciplinary action from the league remains on the table. To weather now, changes on the way. Here's meteorologist Julian Seawright, our first warn forecast.
And we already saw some of those changes earlier this afternoon. It was sunny, it was mild, and now we are going to a mild night, but we're dealing with cloud cover and potentially even more rain on the way. The system that was really just hounding with plenty of rainfall over the last 12 hours or so has really started to move its way across Lake Michigan and pushing towards Michigan in itself. For us, though, we could be starting to see another round of rain as we get into the later parts of the overnight. So looking ahead, this is what we're going to be seeing for us. The next few hours, don't expect much in terms of rain. Maybe a couple of sprinkles, but we're not going to be looking for the rain to really start to develop or some scattered storms until we get into around the 4 o'clock hour, and for some areas, maybe even a little earlier. But here's what we're looking at for tonight. Temperatures will be bottoming out into the lower 60s for us here in Dane County and for much of southern Wisconsin. A couple of areas will be into the upper 50s, but overall, we're going to be clouded, blanketed by cloud cover, and on top of it, watching for storms to start to rage on late overnight. And that's going to carry into tomorrow, where we're going to be seeing varying cloud cover throughout the course of the day, scattered storms throughout much of our morning, and another round as we get into our Wednesday evening. But of course, folks, it is going to be breezy as well. We'll be timing out how you will be impacted throughout your Wednesday in just a few moments. Until then, back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. Just a few weeks ago, the candidates running for governor were clear on where they stood on abortion. But within those few weeks, we have Republican Tim Michels changing his stance, saying he would allow abortion exemptions in cases of rape or incest. Now, Governor Evers is in the headlines with comments he made today. He says he will not sign abortion exceptions into state law if the Republican legislature were to send him such a bill. His reasoning, it would be a cop-out.
No, I wouldn't sign it because that leaves the underlying law in place, which is a ban on abortion here, because politicians in Wisconsin decided that they know more than the women.
Governor Evers says he wants to see a full repeal of the state's 1849 abortion ban instead of a piecemeal inclusion of exceptions. And a reminder, Governor Evers will take on Tim Michels this Friday in their first and only televised debate before next month's election. It'll be held right here in our News 3 Now studios. You can see it live on air starting at 7 p.m. as well as a live stream at channel3000.com.
Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway today announcing her 2023 operating budget proposal. It includes funding to expand the city's alternative emergency response program known as CARES in order to operate 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. In addition, the city's police department would also receive a funding boost. The department requested about $84 million, but this budget includes more than that, around $85 million. We have more specifics on the proposal on channel3000.com. And in Fitchburg, a day after Mayor Aaron Richardson announced he will not be seeking re-election, the city council president is throwing his hat into the ring to take over the position. Randy Udell says he's excited to be a candidate and looks forward to the campaign. Looking ahead, First Lady Jill Biden returns to Milwaukee tomorrow, where she will meet with local educators. She's set to speak to the Milwaukee Teachers Education Association before meeting with students, parents, and teachers at the Homework Diner at West Side Academy. The visit will be Dr. Biden's third to Wisconsin since her husband was reelected.
And President Biden met with other G7 leaders at a virtual meeting today to talk with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Mr. Biden later tweeted out this picture from the White House of the meeting and said he reassured the Ukrainian president the U.S. and other G7 countries will, quote, hold Russia accountable for its war. On the call today, President Zelensky asked the G7 nations to help his country establish an air shield against aerial attacks. His plea comes amid one of the fiercest bombing campaigns that Russia has waged against Ukraine since invading in late February. Russia carried out dozens of strikes today compared to 84 yesterday alone.
Forensic experts today exhumed dozens of bodies from what Ukrainian officials say is a mass grave in the recently liberated eastern town of Liman. 55 bodies of civilians and servicemen were found. It's just the latest gruesome discovery. Last month, the bodies of 436 people were exhumed from a burial site in another liberated town. Russia has now declared Meta a terrorist organization. That's the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. It has now been banned in Russia, according to a federal monitoring service there, and has been added to a list of organizations involved in terrorism and extremism.
A dramatic rescue at sea caught on camera this weekend. The U.S. Coast Guard rescued some boaters fending off sharks after their boat sank off the coast of Louisiana. All three were taken by helicopter to a hospital. Their boat sank while out fishing on Saturday, leaving them with no way to call for help. The Guard said they searched an area about the size of the state of Rhode Island before finding them. They were rescued after missing for 24 hours. In Florida, a convoy of trucks drove to Sanibel Island today, the first vehicles to do so since Hurricane Ian damaged 5 sections of the Sanibel Causeway, making it impassable. Temporary repairs of the bridge are sound enough for some vehicles, giving utility workers the chance to start restoring power to the island. Until now, the only way on or off has been by boat or air.
Hydration is key when running, biking, or walking, but it's not always easy to find a drinking fountain or plan when the next one comes. Well, that struggle could be gone thanks to a new online resource. And as Armand Rahman finds, it was all born out of one Madison runner's thirst to help.
Call them what you will, drinking fountains, bubblers.
It's always nice to, when I stop, to say, oh gosh, there's a water fountain.
But they're not always right there when you need that drink.
I've been doing a lot of long runs and been needing to find them as I run.
That's the exact problem Jason Berthum had training for a marathon last week.
And so I went searching for a map and didn't find anything.
Figuring others were thirsty for a solution, he created the Dane County Public Water Fountains Google map last week.
Well, people seem to think it's a cool idea.
Jason's already mapped more than 40 exact bubbler locations based on what people sent him on Reddit. He says he got the idea from a similar map he found in Milwaukee.
There's nothing like, finishing your water bottle, planning to fill it back up, and then knowing that you have to run another 4 miles before you fill it back up.
Jason says the bubbler map is going to stay up indefinitely so people can keep adding locations.
We used to have a lot of bubblers around, and they've become less and less easy to find.
Cyclists like Robbie Weber are already finding his idea refreshing.
You may not have a water bottle cage, you may not be thinking about carrying water, and if you're exerting yourself at all, even if it's just going downtown for going to work or picking up groceries, you get thirsty, especially in the summer.
And our furry friends need fresh water too.
Especially in the summertime, having a dog, because sometimes we just go out and we don't know how long we're gonna go out. And if you don't bring water, she gets quite hot in the summertime, so it'd be really nice.
The brains of the bubbler map hopes it's a resource that can keep flowing.
Madison's a pretty fit and active city. I figured there's a lot of runners and bikers that are always kind of looking to add another bubbler to their repertoire.
In Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Jason says he knows many of the bubblers will shut down once winter hits, but he wants that map to be ready when people get back outside in the spring.
Well, a long day for dozens of Wisconsin veterans coming to an end. They arrived back at Dane County Regional Airport this evening, the same place they left this morning after spending the day in Washington, D.C., visiting and touring the monuments and memorials created in their honor. This was Badger Honor Flight's 5th tour of the year, and this was specifically for Korean and Vietnam War-era veterans. More to come tonight when we come back. Why Amazon is hoping you get some of your early holiday shopping done this week.
Plus, the first solar panels getting installed today in a massive Dane County project. That story next.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Hy-Vee butter, only $1.48. Kellogg's cereal, only 99 cents. And Gala apples, only 49 cents a pound. Monday through Thursday at Hy-Vee.
When Mark was hit by a distracted driver, he knew to call Hupy and Abraham.
Hupy and Abraham proved to me that they meant business, that they were definitely on my side.
Call a law firm that goes beyond to get you every dollar you deserve.
Call Hupy and Abraham. They mean business.
Call 800-800-5678. Hupy and Abraham. Right now.
There's no fee unless they win your case.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote. But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, Radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, save 20% when you stay 2 or more nights at participating locations. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Dear Detour, you took us off-road on the gnarliest trails. You asked us to measure up. So yeah, we did. When life slings you mud, sling it right back. Stay strong, Toyota Trucks.
Right now, get 2.49% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hy-Vee Red Hot deals are super hot this Monday through Thursday. Hy-Vee Choice Reserve Sirloin Fillets, only $1.99 each. Folgers Coffee, only $5.99. And Cheez-It Snack Crackers, only 99 cents. Monday through Thursday at Hy-Vee.
Ooh, is it hot in here or is it just Tay Diggs? Do you consider yourself an actor, a singer?
Well, first handsome.
Plus, I'm taking on a 13-year-old track star.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. Dane County leaders and Alliant Energy celebrating the installation of the first solar panels at the Yahara Solar Project in Cottage Grove. That project will create enough energy to power more than 3,000 Dane County homes and reduce greenhouse gas emissions by an amount equal to that of 5,000 vehicles. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi hoping to have all county buildings and fleets carbon neutral by 2030. 'Tis the season to start your holiday shopping. Today is day one of Amazon's new Prime Early Access Sale. Today and tomorrow, you'll find deep discounts exclusively for Prime members on everything from electronics, home and kitchen products, and must-have toys to beauty favorites and top fashion picks. Prime Day typically only happens once a year in June, so this is a bonus sale for those hoping to save.
And if you're hoping to score big, hopefully you are getting in on the Mega Millions lottery. The jackpot has now reached $445 million. So here are tonight's winning numbers: 3, 7, 11, 13, 38, and a mega ball of 1. If a winner is drawn tonight, this would be the 12th largest jackpot in the game's 20-year history. The last jackpot won on July 29th was nearly $1.4 billion. That was the second largest prize in Mega Millions history. And new tonight, we are learning more about NASA's successful mission last month to change the trajectory of an asteroid. Scientists did it by slamming a spacecraft into it. Astronomers used telescopes to measure how the asteroid's orbit changed after impact. The new observations show that orbit has been shortened by 32 minutes. The goal was 10 minutes. The band Blink-182 is reuniting for a world tour and a new album.
They announced today band members Mark Hoppus and Travis Barker have reunited with original member Tom DeLonge. Hoppus and DeLonge formed the group in 1992. Barker came on board as drummer in 98. DeLonge left the band in 2015, but is now returning for this tour, which starts March 11th, and tickets will go on sale on Monday. Some sad news from the entertainment industry today. Angela Lansbury, the iconic actress and singer whose career spanned over 80 years, has died. In 1984, she achieved worldwide fame as fictional writer Jessica Fletcher in the CBS series Murder, She Wrote, which ran for 12 seasons. Lansbury also known for her roles in classic children's films like Beauty and the Beast, Anastasia, The Grinch, and Mary Poppins Returns. Angela Lansbury was 96 years old.
I was going to say, most people probably remember her as Mrs. Potts. Right? Okay.
Yeah, that's how I did.
We see?
Yeah.
Exactly. And Julian's here now with a look at our forecast.
Well, we're going to need our rain gear for tomorrow. That's going to be the biggest headline for us as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing. Well, showers and storms are going to develop overnight. And on top of it, it is going to be another breezy day on our hands. Not as high of winds as we had for today, but tomorrow, nevertheless, 10 to 20 miles per hour winds are going to be expected for us. Holding on to temperatures into the lower 60s, but again, the biggest thing that we're going to be watching for is the shower and storm development overnight into our morning and potentially into our Wednesday night as well, because we're going to be looking at a break around the early afternoon, around the 5 p.m. commute hour. But outside of that, folks, we are going to be watching for more showers to really just run our Wednesday. Now, let's go ahead and plan out what we're going to be seeing here. Around 4 o'clock in the morning, overnight, could start to see some developments of showers, but really around 6 to 7 o'clock is where we're looking at developments of potential storms around Dane County that will continue to push its way at about a northeasterly track. And again, it is going to be a breezy start for us. We're looking at the winds really pushing close to the 20 miles per hour range throughout our early morning, and we're going to be looking at a sweeping line of some showers throughout much of southern Wisconsin just around the lunchtime hours. So be prepared if you're heading out to lunch for some wet and some breezy conditions for us. We are looking for a break, however, as we get into our later afternoon hours. Around 5 o'clock, though, another round of some rain is on the way. As the westerly winds shift, we're still going to be seeing breezy conditions throughout much of southern Wisconsin. And with this next round of showers, could potentially see some isolated storms with it as well. And this is going to carry on right around a 10 o'clock hour. We're still dealing with some showers and even potentially some storms around Dane County. Not looking for that to clear up for us until we get into our overnight for our Thursday. And then carrying into our Thursday morning, could start to see again another round of some pop-up showers that are not going to be in the whole cluster or band, but we're still looking for plenty of pocket showers to roll its way in throughout our Thursday morning and going into our Thursday afternoon, which is going to be bringing in some decent amounts of rain totals for us throughout the next about 24 hours. We're looking for close to a tenth to a quarter of an inch. Some areas could even see close to about a half of an inch for us, especially in Dane County, as we get into our Thursday afternoon with the next round of rain that's going to be on the way. So the best thing for us is just to definitely have the rain gear nearby and be prepared for the colder air to sweep by as well. As temperatures are going to be dropping from overnights going into Wednesday into our Thursday, going into the 40s, and those are going to hold firm throughout much of the rest of the week, especially as we get into the weekend. Outside of that, here's our three things we're going to need to know. We're looking for the on and off showers throughout the rest of the overnight hours. However, once we get into tomorrow, it's going to be multiple rounds of showers and some thunderstorms as we get into our Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night. Outside of that, it's going to be much cooler. We're looking at temperatures to be dropping as soon as we get into our Wednesday night, which is going to be leading our overnight temperatures to be back into around the 30s for us. And then outside of that, we are going to be going from temperatures from the 40s into the 50s and heading into the weekend, still going to be looking at 50s until next week. It's going to be pretty standard for us to be around the 40s, which is unseasonably chilly for this time of year. That's going to do it for weather. But hey, Jordan, what's coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports, 5 straight wins for Badger women's hockey, and several freshmen are helping them achieve that success. We're going to hear about this impressive effort after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
With Pick and Save Fresh Perks, it's easy to get lower than low prices for the win. You also earn fuel points on every purchase to save big at the pump. Pick and Save Fresh Perks. All you do is win big, big savings. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
The women I see have been through brutal, unimaginable things. I'll never understand why politicians like Ron Johnson make it so hard for women. He supported the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade, outlawing abortion in Wisconsin. Even for victims of rape and incest, abortion is criminalized in Wisconsin. Doctors can be prosecuted. My most vulnerable patients will have nowhere to turn. Ron Johnson doesn't care about us. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs. Jam out on the strength machines and get down with some dumbbells. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
National call centers. They're just not the way to go, especially now that it's time for Medicare's annual enrollment period. Because nobody knows your local hospitals, doctors, and pharmacies like your local Informed Choice Insurance agent.
Habitat Restore is full of great finds at great prices for a great cause. With a unique inventory of high-quality, low-cost goods, you can save money and feel good about your purchase. Shop Restore Dane County today.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
With the Pick and Save app, no matter where you order free pickup, you get the same great deals as you'd get in our stores. So start your cart today. Whenever, wherever. Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
The season is still very, very young for Wisconsin women's hockey, but the team is already seeing huge input from its freshman class. Claire Enright, the latest Badger to earn a WCHA Rookie of the Week honor after a 4-point weekend. And last week, Caroline Harvey was named September's Rookie of the Month, just a day after earning Rookie of the Week for a 5-assist night against Lindenwood. So safe to say, these younger players quickly settled in. It's both an exciting but expected effort.
It hasn't really impressed me. I think I expected, most of us to take a big role in, this team and to really put forth a great effort in this team.
The exciting part is they'll continue to grow, and so as they get more games under their belt, as they get next summer under their belt and they start their sophomore year, we anticipate they'll continue to improve in those areas that we need them to improve on.
Starting the season 0-2 is not what Badger men's hockey had in mind, but unfortunately, that's the reality. The team suffered a sweep on the road to Ohio State, but it's only week 2 of the season, and the way Tony Granato sees it, don't dwell. Learn from the mistakes and then fix them. He says the squad learned from opening weekend in Columbus, and now it's time to make the corrections.
We got to apply our lessons that we've learned immediately. It's not hey, a month or so down the road, we're going to be better. We got to be better now. And I think our guys do understand that. We got great, older players. We got 3 fifth-year guys that are all parts of our captaincy group. Those guys know that. This is their last chance. They get 35 to 40 games left as Badgers, and they want to make the most of it. And we can't wait 10 games to see what kind of team we have.
Badgers home opener is this weekend. They're going to host St. Cloud State. The 2-game series begins Friday night. Puck drops at 7. And on this week's Badger Blueprint, Zach and Jim Polzine will have a preview of Saturday's game with Michigan State, plus all the big plays from Jim Leonard's first win as interim head coach at Illinois. That airs tomorrow night during News 3 Now at 10. Getting our weekly dose of Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee Show. The MVP dishing on the trip to London, giving lots of praise to the fans who turned out for their international debut. But of course, talked about that second half and how things could have turned out differently. What might have happened if he didn't get sacked on that final play? All those topics lead him to speak on the green and gold's high expectations. And that's something he absolutely loves.
Think about other places around the league. It's not like that. The expectation of every time you take the field, greatness and winning and excellence, it's been laid down through generations of Packer people. And we embrace that, and we really do. And we know what comes along with that is when we don't achieve victory, the scrutiny is probably a little higher. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Final day of the state girls golf meet, and what a day it was for Waunakee's Izzy Stricker. She carded 6 birdies to post a final round 70, and that helped her earn Division I medalist honors. Stricker finished 1 under, 2 shots better than second, as a team Middleton finished runner-up. We'll be right back.
Follow the fall colors to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of Richland Center. Over 20 varieties of your favorite apples to choose from. We grow and handpick the very best for you. A tradition we've kept in our family farm since 1904. Your family will love our delicious treats. Fresh apple cider, caramel apples, homemade pastries, including our legendary apple cider donuts. You'll want to make Oakwood Fruit Farm part of your fall traditions. Come to the Oakwood Fruit Farm. Visit oakwoodfruitfarm.com.
I'm Joe. I'm from Wisconsin, and I've been a Republican for my entire life. Tim Michels is way too extreme for the people of Wisconsin. I'm very concerned about Tim Michels. He has refused to say that the 2020 election was legitimate or that future elections will be legitimate. Tim Michels supports no exceptions for rape, incest, and that is unacceptable.
Republican Accountability PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape or Edge and get 0% financing for 66 months.
With Choice Hotels, there's always a reason to book it. Whatever your reason, save 20% when you stay 2 or more nights at participating locations. Book direct at choicehotels.com. Terms and conditions apply.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
The house before you, over 30 years old, still has its original window. Boom.
No need to be afraid of old windows. Call Feldco for 50% off.
It's the biggest sale of the season. 50% off Feldco windows, plus no money down and no interest until 2024.
50% off windows ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
In a recent clinical study,
patients using Salonpas patch reported reductions in pain severity,
using less or a lot less oral pain medicines,
and improved quality of life. That's why we recommend Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Badger Blueprint, Wednesdays on News 3 Now at 10. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, visitors can once again tour the top of the Statue of Liberty. The National Park Service reopened the crown portion of the statue today. It is the first time in more than 2 years the public is getting a chance to view this part of the popular tourist site. The statue was closed off to visitors during the start of the pandemic in March of 2020, but it is slowly starting to reopen over the last few months.
Can you go up in the torch? Can you do that?
I don't know. I've never been up.
I've never been up.
Either. No one?
No one. Wow.
I've been up at the Empire State Building.
Road trip.
That'll be a fun time.
Statue of Liberty.
Road trip on driving.
Final check with Julian. We got some rain coming in tomorrow.
We do. So make sure you have your rain gear because we're going to be looking at showers and some potential thunderstorms throughout much of our Wednesday and could carry into our Thursday as well. Outside of that, the cold front is on the way, bringing in some true fall weather for the weekend.
All right, Julian, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good. Have a great night. We'll see you back here tomorrow.